Back in 2019, I challenged myself to do a 30-day cold shower challenge. I hated the cold, and my first cold shower was terrible. And day after day of doing it, I didn't understand what all the hype was about. Then, after 12 days, something happened. The cold showers became easier to do, and I actually started to enjoy doing them. This was the very first stage of my cold water journey for me, and it wasn't the cold shower that I wanted to do. It was sea dips. From March 2020, I spent 18 months going in the sea every single day. Through spring, the glorious summer, the slightly more challenging yet beautiful autumn, and the hardcore winter. Then in 2021, I went to a fitness expo and did my very first cold plunge. This experience hit very differently to the cold showers and sea dips due to the temperature that it was set at. 2 degrees Celsius hits the body in ways you can't imagine, and the discipline it takes to get in there is something else. These days, I alternate between the three, doing early morning cold plunges most weekdays, cold shower sauna sessions on a Thursday, and weekly sea dips on a Sunday. In this video, I'm going to take you through all three of these options, the difference between them all, how best I like to do them, and most importantly, why you might want to consider making the cold a part of your life too. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. I've challenged myself this year to make better YouTube content, starting with this video. Let's go. Let's kick off this video with the most important question of all. Why the hell should I get cold every single day? And I'm going to approach this from two different angles, the physiological side and the psychological side. When it comes to physical benefits of the cold, it's very difficult for me to sit here and tell you things that other people say with such conviction. It's going to help you burn more fat. It's going to help you with your depression. It's going to help you increase your testosterone levels. And I'm sure if I scanned the internet for studies, I could cherry pick a few of them to confirm these things. But an important thing to consider when looking to do anything is this. Correlation doesn't imply causation. My favorite analogy for this is an old wives' tale that you shouldn't sleep with your shoes on, because if you do, you'll wake up with a headache. And this is most likely true, but it has nothing to do with the shoes. It's because most people that sleep with their shoes on are blind drunk. So it's not the shoes that causes the headache, it's the alcohol. There's a study that shows that people who take multivitamins daily are 37% less likely to develop cardiovascular disease. And when we look closely at this, we realize that people that take multivitamins daily tend to be the ones that are looking after themselves better in their lives and care about their health. So it's not the multivitamin that reduces the likeliness of cardiovascular disease, it's that those people are looking after themselves better. Did you know that 1 in 3 people who take creatine monohydrate lose their hair and go bald? Should you avoid taking creatine monohydrate then? Absolutely not. This fact has nothing to do with creatine monohydrate. It's just down to the reality that 1 in 3 men will go bald in their lifetime. So what the hell has this got to do with cold showers and plunges? Well, most people that cold plunge consistently usually look after themselves better and are focused on personal development. So it might not be the cold that's producing all these benefits. It might just be that if you're mad enough to do a cold plunge every day, you also put the work in daily to look after yourself. Anyways, back to the benefits of cold water immersion. I'm just going to tell you 3 things that anecdotally I get from it. Number 1, it makes me feel awesome in my body when I finish any cold water immersion. Number 2, I don't feel the cold as much day to day. And number 3, I deal with stress a lot better when I do some form of cold immersion in the morning. When it comes to the cold, I want to talk about the physiological benefits, as it's these that have had the biggest impact on my life. Starting with number 1, and it's training your discipline muscle. A lot of people look to motivation as a source of getting things done. Something that I always say is motivation is a feeling, and if you rely on motivation to get things done, you won't get many things done. That's because most of the things that you need to do each day that will actually make you look and feel good aren't always the easiest and most enjoyable things to do. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline, you see, is a thought process. And what I say with discipline is it's training yourself to do things regardless of how you feel. After cold showering, sea dipping and plunging for over 5 years now, I can tell you this. I have never felt good before doing it. And my brain pretty much tries to convince me daily not to do it. But I do it anyway. And the more that you can train your brain to do this, the easier it will be to build up discipline. So cold water for me is exactly that, and it helps me make that discipline muscle nice and strong. The next benefit that I want to talk about is meditation. You see, meditation is the ability to train your brain to have a thought and allow it to pass without dwelling too much on it. And it's something that myself and millions of people struggle with. Dwelling on things in our heads which causes stress, anxiety, and overwhelm. Do you know what you think of when you jump into an ice cold shower or sea? Absolutely nothing. The only thing you're thinking about is how cold the water is and just trying your best to breathe. Naval Ravikant coined an incredible quote. People don't want peace of mind, they want peace from mind. And if you want to spend less time dwelling in your head, you need to find activities that get you out of it. For me, that's cold plunges and jiu-jitsu. Getting out of your head at least once a day will really help you with your stress levels. So in this next part, I'm going to guide you through each of the sessions to show you exactly what to do, starting with cold showers. Cold showers are the easiest and cheapest of options which anyone can do at home. And I'm about to give you my ultimate cold shower routine. The first thing you do is set the shower to as cold as you can get it. Don't start with warm water, as you lose the main benefit from doing cold showers, and that's the anticipation and not wanting to do it, aka building up your discipline muscle. Switch it on, get under there, and just breathe. If this is your first cold shower, aim for 15 to 30 seconds under the cold water. And as soon as the timer's up, I want you to switch it to warm and feel how good that feels. The next few minutes are there for you to enjoy your shower and get clean. Then, when you're done, before finishing your shower, you're going to flick it back to cold and give it a 10-second blast before switching it off. This is going to wake you up and have you feeling incredible. Congratulations, you have just completed my ultimate cold shower experience. Next up is the sea dips. Now, the thing I love about sea dips is everyone is different. Some are in low tide, some are in high tide, sometimes it's sunny and sometimes it's pouring down with rain. The key to sea dips is to be safe, pack a towel and plenty of warm clothes for afterwards, and don't spend too long in there if it's really cold. For your first sea dip experience, I recommend getting in there, fully immersing yourself and spending 1 to 3 minutes breathing and embracing the cold. Then, when you're ready, fully immerse yourself again and then head back out. That, ladies and gents, is the perfect sea dip. And if you want to increase the physiological benefits of them, make it something you do with a group of people. The community aspect of sea dipping is what makes it so incredible. So grab a couple of friends along for the ride. My final cold experience is the cold plunge. This is a more expensive way of doing cold water exposure, but if you're like me and have been doing it for a long time, it's a worthwhile investment. Now, you can buy inflatable plunges, and they're great for the winter periods. But as it gets to summer, you might as well invest in a paddling pool, because it can be a nightmare to get it cold enough for a plunge. My one has a temperature control cooler and it's set at a constant 4 degrees Celsius. And how I like to do my cold plunge is as follows. Lid off, rubber ducks out, and dipping my feet in, ready to go. Right now, everything in my body is saying, no, don't do it. And this is the hardest and most favorite thing to negotiate with every single morning. I set my stopwatch, jump to the side and fully immerse myself. Then sit back, control my breathing and try to relax as best I can for 2 to 3 minutes. When the time's up, it's time to jump out and remind myself of how awesome I feel right now. And to get the blood pumping again, I love nothing more than to hit some burpees and some push-ups. That's it for the cold plunge done. Same again tomorrow. Getting cold is not for the faint-hearted, and it's probably the hardest habit I have in my life. If you want to learn how to improve your own habits, regardless of what they are, give this video a watch next to find out. That's it from me today, and as always, remember this. What you put in your body affects how you look and how you feel, and what you put in your head affects what you think and what you do. And today, you have been filling your heads with me, Jay Alderton. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to dropping more awesome knowledge bombs to you next week.